On April 2nd, 1997, Chapter 2 was introduced into the Constitution of the Republic of Poland. Unfortunately, that has not brought human trafficking to a halt in the country. According to the Global Slavery Index, approximately 181,100 people are currently being trafficked within Poland. This number makes up about 0.48% of the population and is an obvious indicator that, though it has a Tier 1 ranking, slavery is still occurring in Poland. The most common type of modern-day slavery in Poland is labor exploitation. Many victims of labor trafficking originate from Vietnam, the Philippines, Korea, and China, and are often recruited when they are immigrating into Poland. Recently, up to 800 North Korean slave laborers have been discovered working in shipyards and for construction companies in Poland. It is believed that many of the workers are being purposefully sent out of North Korea to work for these companies, as their work has an economic value of nearly 1.6 billion pounds, or over $2 billion a year. Despite being some of the main targets of human trafficking in Poland, Asians are not the sole victims. In fact, Polish nationals are often victims, especially when they have meager incomes. Lyubo, Biotka, and their daughter Christy are a great example of labor trafficking of Polish nationals. The family was not in great shape financially and rapidly accepted a job to work on a Scottish farm. Yet, when they arrived at the farm, they were provided with an inadequate room in a barn and were forced to pay £700 to live in it. However, their salaries were not large enough to cover the cost of their rent, and their traffickers kept track of their mounting debt in addition to attaining the state benefits due to Christie. The family eventually managed to escape and, after nearly being recaptured by their traffickers, managed to call the police and be set free. Devastatingly, the family is now struggling even more financially than they were before their predicament. The Polish government has taken several steps to eliminate human trafficking within Poland, such as training law enforcement authorities, judges, and prosecutors in the hopes that they will be able to appropriately try and prosecute traffickers and free slaves. Furthermore, the government assembled provincial-level anti-trafficking teams made up of police and located in many regions in Poland in an attempt to identify more victims and traffickers. The government also instated an interior ministry and trained local coordinate committees in all 16 of Poland's region in an attempt to, once again, diminish the amount of trafficking in Poland by ensuring authorities are aware of how to deal with modern-day slavery if they discover it in their region. Lastly, the government funded services for adult victims to recover in, but they have not yet provided a service in which children can heal after their ordeals. Though the government has made several attempts to prevent modern-day slavery in Poland, they are lacking in adequate services and law enforcement action. Yet, several victims in Poland have been identified, and the authorities are doing a decent job at saving them. The Polish government is not the only organization in Poland attempting to eradicate modern-day slavery. La Strada International is one of the most well-known organizations combating the ever-growing problem. Over a period of 10 years, La Strada Poland managed to construct a crisis intervention center as well as a center where trafficked people can seek help. La Strada also educates Polish citizens on the risk of taking jobs abroad from strangers in an attempt to bring forced labor into the light. Another organization working in Poland is the National Consulting and Intervention Center for Victims of Trafficking, or KCIK. KCIK was founded in April of 2009, and since then it has greatly improved the Polish support system for victims of trafficking. In an effort to reduce human trafficking in Poland, KCIK provides a number of services including a 24-hour helpline for victims, appropriate intervention assistance, and legal assistance, just to name a few. With the help of La Strada, KCIK, and more organizations, human trafficking will, over time, hopefully reduce in Poland. Organizations are not the only people combating human trafficking, individuals are too. Aside from donating to organizations such as La Strada and KCIK, you can identify victims by learning the indicators of human trafficking, such as being fearful or showing signs of physical abuse. Should you come across any person showing signs of human trafficking, it is vital to alert the police. Another way to fight human trafficking is by knowing who makes the products you buy. For all you know, a young Pakistani boy made your $45 soccer ball and earned 10 cents. Reducing the number of products you consume which were likely made through slave labor is a simple step to combat human trafficking. Lastly, A very important step is to educate others on human trafficking. Whether this means asking your school to include a unit on modern-day slavery or informing your colleagues or peers about it, do your best to notify others of what human beings are going through around the world and encourage them to take action. A little help goes a long way.